Alright, let's get started with the installation of our .NET Maui Preview 7. So at first we'll be going through the blog, that is .NET Maui Preview 7, and the release candidate is also coming up for .NET Maui. So stay tuned for more videos regarding .NET Maui Preview 7. Now you can see here lots of things has been introduced in Preview 7, and we got our new layouts. That's nice. That is grid flex layout as well as stack layout, that is also introduced. And you can see we have absolute layout as well as the relative layout that is encapsulated within the package, that is Maui controls.compatibility. So we'll be talking about all the layouts in our next session, that is we'll be creating a complete guide for learning .NET Maui from beginner to advanced. So stay tuned for my next upcoming videos regarding .NET Maui. So why not to start testing out .NET Maui, that is to be installed in our Visual Studio 2022, that is mentioned over here. So right now we are getting Visual Studio 2022 preview version, but in our next release of Visual Studio there will be a stable version, and you will be just selecting the stable version and then installing the community version of Visual Studio 2022. Right now we will be just selecting our Visual Studio 2022 preview, that is as of now available. So we will be on the preview version of Visual Studio 2022 preview. So if you have Visual Studio 2019, no issues, it can be installed side by side. Select this download Visual Studio 2022 preview option, and then you will be prompted with a dialog box, where the dialog box will take you to the installer section. So let's get back to the GitHub section, where we'll be selecting all the items that are required for our Visual Studio 2022 to get started with. So let's get back to the GitHub link, and we'll be seeing the options that need to be selected in our installer section. So in our .NET Maui, inside our wiki section, then let's go to the installation guide. Here the documentation might be updated later, but these are the 5 things that need to be added whenever your installer prompts you to install the new Visual Studio 2022 preview version. So these are the 5 things. So let's go to the Visual Studio installer. So this is the option that you won't be getting if you are a new user, but if you are a returning user, then you can just go to the Visual Studio installer, and then every time you just need to modify and then see if you have selected the 5 options. So here I have 6 options selected, that is 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and basically the things that are required for .NET Maui is just this one: .NET desktop development with C++, UWP, and mobile development with .NET, and the web development that is mentioned at top, and you don't need Azure development. That's for my own personal use. So these are all the things, and you can just install it from this section. I have already installed. Now I just need to update our Visual Studio that is available, that is preview 3.1, that just needs an update. Let's wait for some time till our whole installation gets succeeds. So you can see it has already been downloaded, and it will take some time for installing all the components that are required. But if it was a new Visual Studio to be installed on a fresh Windows system, then it might take a way lot longer time for our Visual Studio to set up. Nice, we have successfully installed our Visual Studio 2022 preview version, that is preview 3.1, and it might be higher for you on our next versions of Visual Studio preview. So don't worry, all the process will be same as it is, and we have to just follow up the documentation that will be told regarding the release candidate of .NET Maui. And you can see we have to install this single project MSIX tool. So I'll just give those link in my video's description below. You can just grab it and then install whatever the documentation is telling us. So we'll just go through the single project MSIX package tool that need to be installed. So you can see I'll just copy it, and then we'll just open up our Visual Studio. We'll just launch it, and you can just launch it from your start browser too, and then we have to just continue without the code, and then inside the extension section we have to manage the extension, and then we have to just paste it. sorry, I have not pasted my text, so I'll just copy it from here and then I'll just paste it. Yeah, so let's paste that thing up over here, and then you'll just see that this package has already been installed by me. So you just need to select that package and then install it, and don't forget to restart your Visual Studio. So you need to first of all start the visual, like after installing it you need to restart the Visual Studio to get this package installed. So if everything is done, you can just be fine. Now our next work is to install the Maui workloads. So you just don't need to install this Microsoft Edge WebView installer. That's for Blazor web development. So you can see over here we have to install the workload that is mentioned over here on this documentation. So just we have to copy it from that section, or just copy it from here directly, and then we'll be going through the command prompt CLI tool. So right clicking on the command prompt over here as run as administrator, then we just need to paste it. So you can see we are in the administrator mode of the CLI. So we'll just need to hit enter, and it will take some time for you to get this .NET workload installed. So you can see I'm getting some error, that is workload installation failed. That means we are not able to get our workload installed. No issues, this is just a preview version of Visual Studio and .NET Maui, and this type of errors will occur, and we'll just follow up with the tutorial and then see if we can get our Maui template in our Visual Studio 2022 to be displayed. So let's get back to the blog itself, and then let's see this is the next thing that we need to do, that is our installation of .NET Maui check tool to be installed. So we'll just copy it and then paste it inside the command line tool. So let's get down over here, and then I'll just paste the code, and then if you are a new user then you can just install it, or if you are a returning user you can either update the tool or uninstall the tool. So I'll just remove that whole tool from my whole Windows system, then I'll just install it back again with the line of code. So you can see over here it is trying to install the latest tool of ready.net maui.check tool, and then it will take some time, and now you can see it has successfully updated to 0.7.3 version. Now we are going to go for Maui check. So you can see over here we have a update feature also to update our Maui check tool, and you can directly update if you are a returning user, and then I'll just update using Maui check tool. So let's wait for some time till it synchronizes and installs our latest things that are required for our system to run our Maui app. Alright, you can see over here we got 3 errors for our iOS, macOS, tvOS and macOS. So just pressing Y and hitting enter, and you can see we have got another error called as workload repair failed, and I think we won't get any type of Maui template in our Visual Studio 2022 because it was not able to install the workload. Let's hope we will get it. Till there we got some red errors, you can see over here, but no issues. I'll just again do Maui check and then see if it is again able to install all the things that are required for our Maui tool, and that is basically .NET workload update was not able to happen, and I think that these are the okay, so we got all the issues fixed whenever I just did Maui check back again. So I think everything looks fine, great, nice. Now let's go to the Visual Studio 2022 preview version. Then we can just create a new project. Here at top you can search for template, and it is going to show us our .NET Maui project too. So you can see if I just type for Maui, and then you can see .NET Maui app, and then side by side you will just see the .NET Maui Blazor app also. We will not be playing around with .NET Maui Blazor app as of now in this tutorial. So here I'll just type my first Maui app and then save that whole app inside my location that ends with the sources slash repos, and then we'll just create it by just hitting enter. Now let's wait for some time. Now Visual Studio is going to do all the magic, that is setting up all the dependency packages, and this is just a peer to Mac connection, that is our Windows system is going to connect with the Mac, and we'll just do it at last of this video. So you can see over here we have a WinUI project, and this WinUI project is supposed to be added inside the platform on next release of .NET Maui, so that it will be a multi-platform within a single head, that is our .NET Maui app head. Okay, so no issues, we'll just get that thing Windows UI on the next preview version of .NET Maui. So it is trying to connect with my MacBook, but we are not going to do as of now, right? So we'll just select our WinUI project and set that whole project to a startup project and try to run WinUI project if it runs fine or not. So let's see. No, we didn't got this solution working. Additionally, make sure its debug settings are correctly configured, and these are the things that I have already done at top. So we have already done it, but let's configure it from here, and then inside the configure manager, yeah, we have already set up the build option as well as deploy option, and we still have bug regarding the WinUI working inside .NET Maui. No issues, these are the things that will be fixed in next release. If you have got the solution, let me know in this video, so the comment down below. Now let's go to the .NET Maui app and start running our Android app at first, and we'll be just selecting our Android emulator, and we'll be building our first .NET Maui app on Android emulator, and then we'll be running our app on real Android phone, that is real Android hardware phones after that, and then we'll be running our app on our iOS local emulators too. So let's go inside the Android section. Here, Android device manager. Here I have already one emulator, that is Android emulator 30, that is a predefined by my Visual Studio itself. But if you have a really slow system, then I just recommend you to go down and then select a low base devices, so that the emulator will work faster. So you can see over here we can then just create it, and I'm just using a faster machine so that my whole work is not going to affect. So you can see my emulator is booting within like 1 second, and then now we can just select our Android emulator, and then you can see that Android emulator will just show up over here, and then I just need to just select it and just wait for some time till our whole Android app loads up. In our next tutorial, we'll be discussing more about how the application workflow works, that is app.xaml.cs will be acting as like our hotend brain, and this hotend brain is going to load our main page whenever our app starts up. So this is the very basic thing that every developer need to know regarding .NET Maui, that is the application starts from our main page, that is main page equals new main page. This is the main page that gets started up whenever our application boots up, and we can just change to test page 1, test page 2, or any of the pages that we like. And the pages, in a sense, they are the UIs that are to be loaded whenever our application starts up. So this is the main page.xaml. We have two parts, that is XAML as well as the CS. You can see over here. So the XAML is extended markup language. This is the different language, and the CS is a different language, that is a C# language, and we'll be merging two things inside our .NET Maui to build our UI app. And in our later videos, we'll be learning more about developing UIs by .cs too. So stay tuned for more videos regarding the CS implementation of UIs, and let's wait for some time till our application boots up in our local Android emulators. Alright, so the application has started debugging, and then we know that this main page gets loaded up, right? So this is going to represent one UI, and this is the main page.xaml. So these are the UI components that are there inside my app.mainpage.xaml, and then now we will be changing some values over here, that is a label, that is a UI control, and we'll just add something that will represent our hot reload to work. So I'll just keep the Android emulator side by side, and we'll be checking out the hot reload if it works fine or not. So this is just a test. So you can see the hot reload works fine. Nice. So we can just click the counter, everything works fine. That's great. So I'll just change the font attribute to italic. So if it changes or not. So it has not changed, and it has not done as exact work that it should have done. No issues. This is just a preview release, and these are the basic things that will be fixed in the next version of Visual Studio as well as the .NET Maui. So now let's go back to the app itself and try running our real Android phone. So let's stop the debugging process. In order to run our .NET Maui app on real Android phone, we need to first of all connect our real Android phone by a data cable with our Windows machine. Then we have to enable the developer mode on our real Android phone. So that is inside the developer mode, and then we have to go to the USB debugging, and then we need to enable the USB debugging on. So that is the very easy process for all the Android phones to get their developer mode on, as well as the USB debugging. So you just need to go and then search regarding how to enable USB debugging mode on your real Xiaomi or Samsung, Android, Nokia, any phones that you have, and then you will just get the way how to enable the developer mode on as well as the debugging mode on. And then if you have successfully done that, then you will just see the Android local device, and then this is the Android local device that I have, and then we just need to click on this green button, that is a play button, and we are ready to go and install our .NET Maui app on our local machine. And in order to visualize your local Android phone on your Windows machine, we just need to install one tool that name is Visor. You can just download it from your browser, and then visualize your local Android phone on your desktop. So I'll just click on OK. That is just an emulator, and this is the Visor app that I have installed, and you just need to play the button in order to see your Android phone on your Windows device. And you can see over here I have my phone side by side. I'll just drag it, and then let's see whether our real Android device is able to implement the hot reload property or not. So you can see I'm just typing something, and then it is updating. Nice. That's great. Okay, so we are able to implement the hot reload, that is XAML hot reload, in our .NET Maui real Android phone. Now it's time to run our .NET Maui, our iOS app on emulators. And right now we need to have a MacBook, and then connect our MacBook with the Windows system. But in future we just need our iPhone, plug it via cable with your Windows system, and then you are good to go. You will be able to run your .NET Maui app directly on your iPhones. That's a great news that we have. So as of now we'll just select the iOS simulator, and then you can see we just got a simulator at first. Now our next step is to go to tools, and then we need to just select iOS pair to Mac. And then here I am already connected with my Mac, but you just need to add a Mac and then get the IP address of your MacBook. So I'll just tell you how to do it. So first of all, we just click on add Mac, and then we'll just get the IP connection like this. This is my MacBook Pro. At first we'll need to go to the Apple logo, and inside the system preferences we'll just select the sharing option over here and remote login, and then it will just take some time to get your IP address. And you can see over here we just got our IP address like this way, submit GC at something like that, and SSH is the initial of that thing, and we just need to copy it you need to just come back over here and then enter the IP address that you got from your MacBook Pro, that is 192.168.1.68, and then click on add. Then you will be prompted to next section where you will be entering the username and password. So in order to get that username and password, you have to follow this way. Alright, I'm again back to my MacBook Pro, and then we just need to use our terminal and type who am I, and then we'll just use the username that is over here, that is Samir GC, and it might be different on your case, and we'll be using this username, and the password will be the password that is used for logging in the MacBook. So it won't be your Apple account, Apple ID password. It will just be the password that is used for logging in the MacBook. And so we'll just again return back to the Windows now. Alright, so we'll be using the password that is used for logging in the MacBook. So if everything is well and good, then it will just try to connect it and then match your Visual Studio with the Visual Studio that is in our MacBook. So it is telling that our Xcode version installation on the Mac is not compatible. That is, I'm using a highest version of MacBook, and there might be some issues regarding this .NET Maui preview version. Maybe if you have any other solution regarding this, let me know in this comment down this video. Okay, we'll just try to help each other regarding this issue fixes. So I can see there is a issue regarding the Android emulator being built on my Windows machine. That's all for this video now, and we'll be catching up together back when we'll get a new release of .NET Maui and try to install the .NET Maui on our fresh Windows system as well as the MacBook 2 and our Visual Studio 2022, and try to fix all the issues that comes up. And if you have better solutions for the fixes that I have encountered in our video, then please comment it down in this video's description so that everybody will know about the fixes too. That's all for this tutorial now. Thank you guys, thanks for watching. Keep in touch for next tutorials.